Okay, so quick disclaimer. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube right now, you're about to watch The Worship Warrior, Episode 9, You Don't Suck College Does podcast with us. I'm in the editing stage right now, and our videos are corrupt, so we can't use them. Sorry. So you're going to be watching audio. Sorry for the...
listening to audio.
There you go. That's a better way to say it. You're going to be listening to audio. And, we'll work it out by next week, hopefully. Thanks for your patience. Enjoy. Boom. Good morning, warriors. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Worship Warrior podcast. We are back from spring break, and we have a lot to catch up on. Have you ever been told that your failures define you? Well, that's a lie, and here's why. I catch you. I'm Michael Zapata, and this is Anna Laura with You Don't Suck College Does episode 8. Let's get right into it. How are you doing today?
I am horrible.
Yeah, you sound horrible.
Wow.
More horrible than usual, right?
Wow.
I'm joking with you. I'm joking. So yeah, Anna's been kind of sick for a couple of days now.
Yeah. It sucks because we went on a trip.
Yep.
And I got sick I was sick going on the trip, but definitely I climaxed in sickness
During
on
the trip.
the trip. Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally we're at Six Flags, and I'm like, isn't this great? And I look over and she's just like all over the floor.
Not true.
Like, I'm having a great time. Yeah. But promise we weren't getting anybody else sick, probably, right?
Yeah, we were.
We were safe, and it's not COVID.
It's not COVID.
We always have to stress that now in this day and age. You have to stress that it's not that.
It's like a nasty
You've
cold.
had this before.
Yeah.
And you do get this a lot around this time. So, yeah, kind of sucks. But other than that, how are you doing? How was your spring break? We just had spring break.
Yeah, I had a great spring break. Like Michael said, we took an amazing trip to Six Flags in Dallas.
Which, by the way, if you're from Dallas, dude,
It sucks.
I don't know how. Well, I don't know how you do it, is what we're going to say. Because literally the traffic, I thought Austin was bad. People say Austin's bad traffic. You don't know what bad traffic is until you drive in Dallas. Let me tell you, dude, everybody is just on another level of insanity. You know, I'm over here trying to just like cruise along the highway. You got people just all over me, dude.
They are all out to get you.
They're all out trying to kill me.
And food is like harder to get than you would think.
Yeah, you would think it'd be easy to go get a Mexican, dinner.
Yeah, because we had to get Mexican.
I got to choose.
God forbid. Sorry.
You know very well that I need to have Mexican food. It's like literally part of like who I am. Is like when we go on any kind of trip, any kind of family gathering, any kind of anything, it's Mexican, okay? There is no discussion. There is nothing else. It's Tex-Mex. It's not even Mexican. So we were trying to find one of those restaurants. Apparently, it's very difficult. And I have to say, I hate, what was it called? I hate valet parking.
Yeah, but they didn't charge us for it. So
they didn't charge you for it, but still, I just don't like the idea of valet parking.
Yeah.
It makes me very uncomfortable to have somebody else park my car.
And funny, we found the restaurant completely by chance.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had given up, and we were angry. We were fighting. And on the way back, Michael just sees the Mexican restaurant, and he just sharp turns into it.
Yeah, you were fighting. I was disgusting.
That's so
angrily.
not true.
Yeah. So I took a sharp turn. We almost died because of it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was very upset. And hungry. It was like 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
No food. And so this place just pops out of nowhere. I'm like, let's try here. And I'm so lost because all the parking lots are very small and it's very full. And it says valet only. And I said, oh, crap. And we couldn't get out. Like, it's too late. We have to commit. That's pretty genius on their part. There actually is no way to get out except the way you came.
Yeah.
And there's no way to back out of there. So you're trapped. And so I was like, well, I guess we're going to do valet. And the dude, it was so awkward. He was like, here's your ticket. And for whatever reason, I shut down. I didn't take the ticket.
Yeah.
I didn't move. And I was just like, huh? And he was like, we're going to park your car. And I just kind of stared at him for what felt like 3 years. Until finally it registered. Oh, he wants to park my car. Okay. I guess that means we got to get out. And then so after that, it's just weird. I hate it.
It was great food, though.
Fantastic food. I'd recommend it. I wish I remembered the name. But we're probably never going back there again. Because Dallas, man, what a crazy place. So that was our spring break. It was supposed to be full of concerts and music, but that got pushed back. So it was full of laughs, giggles, and
rides.
Punking out of rides. We didn't actually.
Yeah, they're scary.
I think we rode like 2 rides.
We rode like 4.
We paid $115 to walk around and get tired. Basically,
we rode like 4 rides. Okay.
I wanted to do one big roller coaster, and it was like the Shockwave.
Don't even at me, dude, because I'll at you back.
What do you mean?
I know, was scared to get on.
Yeah, you were scared to get on.
But Michael was also scared to get on a roller coaster that I wanted to get on.
Which one? Oh, I remember which one. The one that had no rails, the one that was like little death. Like we saw like 10 people die that day off of that roller coaster.
That's so not true.
I swear.
That's so not true.
That's what I saw. Anyway, I guess you would count that trip as it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it was.
But we had a couple of moments where we failed, right? Like, we didn't get food and, we were hungry. We didn't ride the mini rides, but those weren't really fails, but they were kind of, I'm trying to bring it to the point.
Yeah.
That didn't define the trip, right? We got in some arguments, but they were very minimal, and overall had a great trip.
Yeah.
So those failures did not define the trip. Can I get an amen? Because today's topic is failure doesn't define me, right? Because if we were to look at it like it does, well, then everything that went negative on our trip, that would define our trip. We didn't let it do that. We didn't let the little uh-ohs and the little, we don't know what we're doing here, because we really didn't all the time mess up the trip. It was still a fantastic trip. I'd do it again with you, but nobody else,
Yeah.
And you can attest to that. And so that's kind of what we're talking about today. So I want to open up with a Bible verse. So we're going to go Psalm 72:26.
I got it.
No, you don't. You're in 73.
Yeah, I guess it's 73.
It is? Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
You told me wrong as well.
Sorry.
Okay. That wasn't even on me. Okay.
That one's on me, guys.
All good. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and read together.
Sorry.
Psalm 73:26. So we got here, my flesh and my heart fail, but God. God. You ever see those old preachers? That's what they say. But God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Because you'll be back. So you get the reference?
You just turned a Bible
You got the
verse
reference?
into Hamilton.
So sorry. Hamilton, man. You can turn anything into Hamilton. So, yeah. So what does that mean to you? When you just first read that, my flesh and my heart fail, but God is the strength of my heart. So basically what I get from it to start off is we naturally will do wrong. And I actually do believe that. I believe that the flesh will take over and we will want to do what is wrong. But that's not, that's not what it is. That's with God, we have the strength to turn it around. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, we are going to fail. And we're going to fail all the time. And we're going to fail constantly. And in college, you're going to fail like every other day.
Dude, in college especially, if we want to talk about college failures.
Well, this is a college podcast.
This is a college podcast, so let's talk about college failures. Every day, at least like...
3 times a day.
At least 3 times a day, right?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
You're going to fail.
And it's really true. So I guess my question to you, let's ask a question. What is one of your biggest failures in college?
What's one of yours?
Oh, you turned it around on me, but I asked you first.
But I asked you second, and second is the first to lose.
That makes no sense. I'll tell you one of mine. Okay, so I have a lot of little ones. So if we're going on, let's go from like a little scale and let's see if we can expand. So, you get little ones like you're late, whatever. But I'll never forget, this is one of the biggest like college blunders of my entire career.
Yeah.
It's a big statement. So there I am, all right? So, okay. I want to say sophomore year. I want to say it's sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was junior year. This was last year. So last year, early in the semester of fall. No, sorry. Last year, yeah, mid-semester. It was a midterm. That's why. It was a midterm.
Oh.
So, when you're in college, you have to take midterms and you got to take finals and then little test in between, whatever the college course requires. So here I am. Okay. So I decide on this particular day, I am going to skip class.
Oh, snaps.
Because I've earned it. I know what I'm doing in that class. I want one day off. And if I'm being honest, I took like maybe 2 or 3 more days before that. But nonetheless, I wanted another day off, okay? And so I said, you know what? Let's just not go. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think we're doing anything anyway. So I was actually chilling with one of my friends. And they were like, don't you have class? And I was like, yeah, but we don't really do anything in that class. I'm just going to chill here.
Yeah.
Come to find out, 5 minutes into the class, I get a text from somebody in that class. And they say, dude, where you at? We have a midterm today.
That's rough.
And I said, what? No way. And sure enough, I wanted to make sure before, I was like, man, maybe they're joking.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Sure enough, we had a midterm today, bro.
Did you go?
Yeah, of course I did. Did I pass? That's debatable.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I didn't know what was on the test.
Yeah.
I got it. I was like, okay, let's the method is, if you don't know, it's always C, right? Always C.
Yeah.
C. Open it up. Okay, it's short answer. That's great.
Oh, those are the
So,
worst.
don't know what we're talking about. You'd think I would know a little bit. I know like maybe 1, 2, 3 questions. Not even capping. It's a blunder. It's a fail. A big one. A midterm, right? But did I fail the class? No. It didn't define my grade.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. So the point is, you might actually get to that degree where you just kind of slack off. And you know what?
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees, but let's preach let's preach people to reach their full potential. But yes, that's true. C's do get degrees. But that's one of mine. What's one of yours?
I will say something like that happened to me.
Really?
But like kind of worse.
Okay, tell me what happened.
So like, I think it was freshman year, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman or sophomore year, I had a class. I forgot what class it was, but God bless that professor, man.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name.
But God bless him.
But
God knows. God knows
because
who he is.
I missed my I think it was a midterm too.
Yeah.
I missed my midterm.
Those midterms sneak up on you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I missed my midterm, and it was like an essay midterm.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
Actually.
It was an essay midterm.
Yeah.
And I emailed him. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I missed. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even tell you. And
you couldn't tell us, so you don't want to tell us.
Okay, whatever. And then so I missed it. I said, please, I'm so sorry. Like, this has been going on, right? Kind of. Okay,
Yeah.
you're trying to make the professor feel bad for you.
Yeah, you gotta flub it a little
and
bit, right?
He said, no problem. Like, let's meet here at the library and you can retake it.
Yeah.
Or you can retake it, no penalties or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
That's
God,
what's up.
that is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the day rolls around, right? It's like supposed to be like 9 a.m. and I'm supposed to go to the library and it's not until like 2 in the afternoon where I get a voicemail and it was like the professor like, I waited for you and you didn't show up.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, I missed it a second time. That's not even the worst part.
It gets worse?
It gets worse.
All
So
right, what
I
happened
rescheduled it.
Yeah.
And I missed it the third time too. And that's why I said, God bless this professor. Because around the 4th time we rescheduled it, I made it and I was able to retake it and no points were taken off my midterm.
That is wild.
I got like an 85 or something.
That's crazy. I
missed it 3 times. 3 times.
That dude has the patience like none. Like I can't even fathom that kind of patience.
Yeah. 3 times. And he had gone to the library like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I could retake it.
This dude's going on a Saturday. This is supposed to be his rest day.
That's what I'm saying. God bless him.
That's crazy, dude. You don't remember what professor it was?
I don't remember.
What
I'm
class
sure
was it?
I can find the emails.
That's crazy.
Where I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I get that too. I've never done it that bad, but knowing you, I'm not even surprised. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you do that a lot. Actually,
That's so not true.
There's so many things. It's like you miss it the first time, then we reschedule, and you miss it again. That does happen quite a bit. Am I wrong? I can't remember what it was recently. Something happened about that. I don't remember what it was, but you totally missed something twice. You know what I'm talking about?
It's because I forget things, okay? Write down things. But then I
Write
write
things.
it down, and then I forget that I write it down.
You forget where you wrote it down,
But the point is, the failure didn't define me.
That is not who Anna is. Come on. She can remember sometimes. But the point is, you're bigger than that, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have things like that in college. Things happen.
That's okay.
And that's okay. And then sometimes personally, while you're in college, things will happen to you. We talk a lot about our personal lives. We wanted to kind of keep it a little light. But, sometimes, you will be in college and you will
fail morally.
You will fail morally. And we talk about that a lot. Morality.
What's one of your biggest college moral failures?
College moral failures. Let me try to think about that. Okay, this isn't okay, we'll talk about this one. It's not really a moral failure. It kind of is. It's more of like what you value. And I remember totally backing out on a commitment. And to me, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. So that's something that's moral. Okay, so yeah, morally, when I commit, I want to commit. And this is a time when I did not do that. And so it involved music. So I'm a musician, right? And, to keep it kind of brief, because these people are real people. I won't say their names. But, and I think I've told you this story. I totally agreed to play an Easter service, which is a big deal, right? Easter, something big happened that day, right?
Yeah.
It was like the Easter bunny was born, or...
No, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Jesus rose from the grave.
Yeah, that's right. I'm kidding. So I'm supposed to play that service. And, I think I was offered to pay. I sometimes am, sometimes not. I think I was. Well, another church asked me to do the same service with some pay as well. And it was up to me to decide. But actually, it really wasn't, because I had already said yes to one. But for whatever reason, I don't exactly remember why, but during that time in my life, I wanted to do the other one more. And so against all of my moral being, I backed out of one and I went to the other. And you know what? It was awful.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst things musically I've ever done. I've never done it since. Mm-hmm. But that was one big... I have double booked myself into a corner, and I'm wanting to do something because it's a little more beneficial to me. And I went above, you could say you went above kind of like God in a way. Mm. Broke a commitment because those are really important.
Yeah. And
went somewhere else. It's crazy. I haven't done it since. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you learned from it.
So what's important about these failures is that you learn from them. I learned
That's true.
that, one thing I learned that's scary, and you have to learn this about yourself. You have to learn kind of the things you're willing to do. So that's still a very minimal scare compared to like other things people do, like rape, murder, whatever, But, I learned that, okay, maybe I don't value his commitments as much as I thought I did. So that's something you have to work on, You have to know what you're capable of doing from that failure, or capable of not doing, I guess, and working on it, depending on what it is, depending on the nature of it, and learn something from it. So I learned from that. So from my midterm example, I learned that I need to pay attention more. That I probably need to write things down, and I do that a little bit better now. Not perfectly.
You do that a lot now.
I actually write a lot of things down. I actually wrote down...
This guy scheduled in fun yesterday.
Anna makes fun of me. Let me read you. It's not that weird, but...
It's not weird.
We had accidentally... Let me give you the story. So we had accidentally fallen asleep. And so we were like, oh no. We woke up and it was like, okay, it's like 8 o'clock. And we still need to do a lot of stuff, like get groceries, all this stuff. So what did I say? Okay, let me make a plan, because you always write down what you're going to do, right? So let's make a plan, because there's a lot of chaos going in here. We're all groggy. Let's figure out what we need to do. So number one, was I had to change my credit card in Cash App. And so I had to do that to pay you or something like that. And it wasn't working. So number 2 was I had to unpack from the trip and clean the room, right? Number 3, let's clean out the fridge. It's pretty gross.
It's pretty gross, yeah.
Nana, your food's awesome, but it was sitting on there for a couple of weeks. So, like, there's a little bit left over. So we had to clean that out and then go to H-E-B and shop. And then we also, news, we got a Nintendo Switch.
We got a Nintendo Switch.
We wanted to play it in her room, so I had to get my TV.
It's the Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch. It's pretty awesome. So I had to get the TV, and then we had to eat, right?
Yeah.
Then we had to eat. So I wrote all this down. And then I wrote, after that, I could have fun. And I don't know what's so weird about that.
You scheduled in fun.
Well, yeah, after I do all of my activities.
He said 8:30 fun.
Fun, you know? And did we not have fun at 8:30?
Some of us did.
Whatever. The point is, I'm a scheduler. I'm a planner. I am now. Yes, I schedule in fun sometimes. That's kind of whatever, you know? Whatever.
That's why I love you.
Oh, I love you too. But yeah, what was I talking about? You don't even remember.
That now you write things down.
Oh, exactly. So that's a good case in point. I write things down now. And so that's something I learned, and I've actually learned to do that a lot. I plan out my day every day, and I write down what I want to get done to make it a successful day. It's a really hard, I'm not going to lie to you, it's actually a pretty hard practice to put into your life. It's a lot of discipline. So I'm working on discipline. That's what I'm working on right now. From all of my failures, from everything in college, it can stem back, and I'm a senior now, it can stem back from I don't have enough discipline. And so that's what I'm working on currently. What are you working on?
A lot of things.
Yeah? Name one.
Yeah.
Directed to college.
Directed to college. Okay. Putting it, not that I didn't put my education first, but I didn't. So I am now.
Right.
Well, I'm working. Well, I am.
Yeah.
I'm doing a great job at it.
You're doing really good. You're doing very, very good.
Yeah, but you know, freshman year, you can kind of fall into that trap where it's your education's kind of second. Yeah. Especially if you have like a group of friends and you're going out and you have a boyfriend. Yeah. It can be hard.
It can. See, I was the opposite of you. I was very study freshman year, sophomore year, and then kind of drizzle into not caring.
Yeah.
You went the other way.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
That's crazy.
I don't recommend it.
No, I don't recommend mine either.
I think you need to kind of find a balance.
Yep.
And that's hard.
Yeah, balancing is hard.
It can be really hard, yeah.
Have you ever tried to balance on one foot? Imagine trying to balance your life.
I can actually balance on no feet. Yeah.
What?
Just kidding.
That don't even make no sense.
That was a joke.
I liked it. That was very funny. We should probably put in some laughter or something so people can laugh at that. But yeah, so you kind of learned that you didn't value school. How did you change that?
You have to cut, I guess, this is what we were talking about a couple weeks back. You have to cut people in your life that are stopping you from doing that.
Yeah, we were totally talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to do. And you were there for it.
I was there.
We were just friends.
I made the cut.
Yeah.
I got to stay.
Yeah.
Not everybody else did.
Yeah. You have to cut people who are like stopping you.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like,
sorry.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia. It's
hard.
not bussin' Janelle.
It's harsh. It can be really hard, yeah. But that's why you know who's bad for you.
Yeah.
You do deep down in your soul.
Yeah. Deep down, you really do. There's always something in you called a conscience, I think. Right? That's what it's called.
I thought it was called John.
Shut up.
Sorry. I should have said Jesus.
Who's John? Why is he in my heart? What's he doing there? Get out of there, John.
Hey, what were you saying?
That's for Jesus. I don't know what I was saying, man. Yeah.
You know.
You do know.
People are
You
bad
really
for
do
you.
know. You really do.
Sometimes failing means that you let other people into your life. You can fail yourself.
I see what you're saying.
You fail yourself a lot in college too.
No, for sure. But it's a really sad topic, you know. We're basically telling you are gonna mess up, and nobody wants to hear that, right?
And you know what? If you're a girl in college, be careful with boys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They suck.
Yeah, no, we do. I can speak for all the men.
But if you're a boy in college, be careful with girls.
Because they also suck.
Because they can also suck.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. Just be careful.
Just be careful. The moral of the story.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. So talking about failures and then not defining you and all that stuff. What's crazy about now, and this like makes me a little upset sometimes, but like we can like in today's age with technology, sometimes our failures are like magnified because when you do stuff on social media, it stays forever.
For sure, Z's.
Yep. And I want you to watch something. So we're going to segue into a video that I want you to react to because I'm surprised you haven't seen this yet. It's going to be a couple weeks old now, I think. But when I first saw it, I was crazy. So Kirk Franklin, if anybody, if you've heard about it already, you know what I'm talking about. So he is a gospel singer, right? We play his songs sometimes. I actually love his music. So he's a musician, and he was caught.
What's one of his songs?
He Reigns.
Oh, wow. I hear it on KSBJ.
Yeah, there you go.
89.3.
Bum. Yeah, exactly. So that's Kirk Franklin. He's pretty well known, right? Yeah. Especially in like the Christian community. He's very well known.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, he got caught on camera. This is the thing. He didn't know he was being recorded. That's one big important factor. That's some tea. He didn't know he was being recorded. He was recorded by his son, and it was a private conversation. So his son is doing the recording. I'm gonna put a video now. So fair warning to everybody. There is some strong language, and we want to say off the bat. I want to say you too. I think we don't condone this language, but this is an honest podcast. I don't like censorship. I don't, because I want to talk about things honestly. So we're just gonna watch the video, okay? It's like 50 seconds. So ready? Tell me what you think.
Off a piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm reading this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting some shit that disrespectful, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. What's up? I will punch your neck, nigga, if you ever disrespect me. I did it.
Okay, we're gonna stop it there. So that's his son talking about, I didn't, and then that's Kirk Franklin yelling at him, saying a lot of choice words, right?
What have people been saying? Like,
actually, a lot of people have taken Kirk's side.
Really?
And have said, this is a man who slipped up, and we shouldn't hold him for one thing. What do you think? Like, we shouldn't hold him accountable for one mistake. What do you think? Everybody's watching.
I know. I think mistakes don't define you. So I don't know. I don't know this guy.
Mm-hmm. It's been said that, to give you some more background, that he actually came out with an apology.
Yeah. What does the apology look like?
Let me see if I can find it. But I think it's a little longer.
Because I think you can tell a lot by a person's apology.
Here, let's. You want to watch the apology?
Yeah.
Let's watch the apology. So we watched that. Let's see the apology.
Many of you know I have an older son named Kirk Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. and I said words that are not appropriate. And I am sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Okay, so that's the apology. What's your first initial thoughts? Go.
It's a nice apology.
It's just a nice apology, right?
Yeah, it's a nice apology.
I'm with you. I think I watched both of those already. I wanted you to react to them because you hadn't. So
Yeah.
if you have anything else to say before I give my take.
What a sticky situation. First of all, I can't really say anything because I feel like a lot of people have conversations like that. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You give your thoughts.
Okay, so I'll let you ponder on that. Personally, and I've already talked to a couple of people about this, I think we cast no stones here.
Yeah.
Because, you're caught in a moment of just, it's anger and we don't even know the full situation. We know 56 seconds of this person's relationship with his son, right?
I agree.
That's it. That's all we know.
I agree.
How can we take that and then say, this is the man's character, this is how he treats it? We have no idea.
Yeah.
And we don't even know the son's side. So I take no sides. I say this shouldn't have even been filmed. I think that's kind of messed up on the son's part. To film it and post it knowing he's trying to hurt his dad's image, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the overall intent. I think that's messed up. I think that's low. But, it's, at the end of the day, man, I'm going to still listen to his music because he bumps, dude, And I don't think that's who he is. We can't judge people off of 56 seconds. And I really hope as a society we don't do that. And luckily, from what I've seen, nobody's really doing that. So that's great. I don't want to judge people from a minute video.
Yeah. I think his son equally failed.
Yeah.
As his father.
Yeah, definitely. I think we didn't have to see that.
Yeah.
We didn't have to, as I play it, for everybody to see. But, it's out there. We didn't have to see it. It's a private conversation. I've had many conversations that if they were caught on film, I would be devastated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
For sure.
It's like, think of your worst moment. You don't even have to say it. Just think of your worst moment. You got it? Pretend that got caught on film and it's on YouTube. How would you feel?
I would literally cry.
Exactly.
How would you feel?
I would also cry.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't come out. I would never come back in the public. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'd move to like Alaska.
Where there's like no internet.
Yeah,
or something
and just
like
be
that.
a fisherman.
Just be a fish. I'd just be a fish. I'd be too embarrassed to be a fisherman. I'd want the people to catch me. So, that's, it's, I wish it wasn't out there.
Yeah.
And I feel bad, but I will, keep him in prayer and his family because we have no idea. And, as a family, we've gone through situations too where nothing's, not everything was perfect. And, there was definitely, arguments.
Mm-hmm.
And those weren't caught on film. And they're private.
Yeah.
And, that kind of dispute needs to be settled in private. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that because I thought it was pretty interesting. I was like, whoa.
It is interesting.
Yeah. And it kind of goes with the topic, that
failing doesn't define you.
Failing doesn't define you. It doesn't, So, with that, we want to make a transition. I want to get you ready. Actually, no, the other transition.
Oh.
Because this is the part of the show where we go into Anna's fun fact of the day. So what do you got for us today?
Being light.
Yeah?
Don't look at it.
Sorry.
Speaking of being light.
Yeah.
Did you ever look at a cloud and think, wow, I want to eat that?
No.
I don't believe you. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I believe you thought it because you want to eat everything.
That sounded kind of bad.
That sounds kind of bad. I meant like sticks and stuff. Anyway, tell me about this cloud that we want to eat.
I will, Michael. First of all, it's because it looks like cotton candy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you took it. No, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, you thought I was like saying like you eat a lot. Sorry.
Anyway.
Because you don't.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's a fail.
Anyway.
Okay.
A cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds.
Wow, really?
That's the fun fact.
What does it have to do with eating?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because a cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds.
Wow.
Clouds are not as light and fluffy as they appear. In fact, researchers have found that a single cloud can weigh about 1.1 million pounds. How do they know? Well, that number is calculated by taking the water density of a cloud and multiplying it by its volume. It's just one big, sacky, soggy sponge that's heavy.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's like how my hair felt on top of my head before my haircut.
Oh, yeah, Michael got a haircut.
Oh, yeah, I got a haircut, guys. Watch out. Can't believe I haven't even talked about it. Look at the side.
Yeah, you got a haircut. You want to do a spinny?
Watch out.
Yeah. He's like a new person.
Dude, yeah. As soon
He's
as
the Ryan and Michael Ryan.
that's what you told me. Whenever you get a haircut, and we'll keep this in the fun fact category. Fun fact of my day. When you get a haircut, you're a new man. Nothing can go wrong. You go in that chair, and I saw a sketch on this about this on YouTube, which is pretty funny. I wish I could link it. But you get in that chair, and basically it was like, you get in that chair, and you're like, can we just come here? Can we just, I don't know. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. Just kind of do something. You're really down, man, because your hair looks like crap. And then as they're going, you start to pick up your shoulders. As they're going, you pick up your chin. As they're going, your eyes get wide. As you're going, your muscles start to bulge. As they're going, you get a little bit taller. As they're going, you get a little bit slimmer. And you get a little bit meaner. And by the end of it, you're a lean, mean fighting machine. Mm-hmm. And that fade, that beautiful fade, just looks so good. And you just walk out that chair. You look in the mirror and you say, watch out.
That is true. He's been doing that all day.
Watch out. I like my haircut. So, yeah. That concludes Anna's fun fact of the day. Thank you for telling us that clouds weigh so much. I never knew that. I never thought about it. Imagine that falling on you then. Would that kill you?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah, it would be. It's 1.1 million pounds.
That was crazy. I wonder if I can convert cloud energy into money.
You would just go, splat.
You think so?
Yeah.
Imagine like you're dying and that's your last noise.
Splat.
Blah. And then they put that on your tombstone. Here lies blah.
What would you have written on your tombstone?
Oh man, I feel like I told you this before. I don't know. I would want something kind of cool. Like here lies the living or something like that. And then when people go to it, I want like smoke to come up from the ground. So I want some pyro.
Yeah.
And then like I want smoke to come up. And then they're like, who's the living? And as soon as they say who's the living, skeletons come up from the ground.
Wow, we can make that happen.
Right? Can you please do this? And then like they just kind of like walk around them. Ooh, and then like they're like, whoa. And then the Grim Reaper comes and he cuts off their arm.
Oh, wow.
But it's a fake arm. It's a prosthetic. So we have to work with the guys.
Every person that visits your grave.
Yeah, it's a dream, okay? Mm-hmm. It's a dream. What about you?
Mine is look behind you.
I like that
That's
one.
It.
Yours is way more simpler with the same effect.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
That kind of sums up our personalities.
We interrupt this message to bring you another message.
Thank you so much for checking out the Worship Warrior podcast, You Don't Suck, College Does. If you're finding this episode useful in any way, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Zap Music, to check out this and much more that me and Anna do that are not podcast related.
If you want to stay even more connected with us, you can follow us both on Instagram, @Anatastic and @Zap_Music1.
Or, if you want to keep up with just the podcast, you can listen to it on YouTube @Zap Music, or listen to it on Spotify.
Now back to the original message.
And okay, so let's move on to, I want to keep on the subject of failure, because that's always a fun topic. We want to close with a Bible story, as we always do. Actually read the Bible verse first. So we're going to read Proverbs 24:16.
For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity.
Dang, that's pretty good. So what does that mean to you?
That
As far as our theme today. Failure. Sorry.
really?
Yeah.
That it's normal to fall,
Mm-hmm.
but it is getting out of or rising again is what makes it godly.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like the what I get from it is like it's talking about righteous men not being perfect, but instead failing. And from that, they don't just give up, right? They look to strive again. They look to get up and dust themselves off. So a good example of this I want to get to really quickly before we wrap up is the story of Noah. Who is Noah? Whenever you say Noah, what is the first word that comes to mind? I say Noah, you say
Ark.
Perfect. Noah, you say Ark. We didn't even plan that. That's just who you know him, right? That's just how you know him.
And a rainbow.
And a rainbow. We learned that in church, which we don't have time to talk about that, but that's like we'll talk about that one day. So basically, Noah is known for an ark, right? And taking all the animals and, the big flood. Everybody knows this story. If you don't, I recommend looking it up. If not, if you don't like reading it, watch the VeggieTales on it. I think there's probably VeggieTales on it. There's a VeggieTales and everything, right?
Yeah.
So you probably find that. Basically, this dude is known for that. But what you don't know, and what I didn't actually know, so this is kind of on me for not reading enough of Genesis. But in Genesis 9, we learned something Noah did, and it's not that great. It's not that holy. So I'm going to pick up Genesis 9, and it's going to be a little bit of a big passage, so try to follow along. Genesis 9:20. And Noah began to be a farmer. And this is after the flood. And he planted a vineyard. Sorry, excuse me. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, not the slice, the person, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away and did not see their father's nakedness. Stop there. So basically Noah wakes up and he's like, whoa, what happened? After that. So what can we get from this little passage? Noah is drunk and he is also naked. Your holy man that just saved, I guess, the mankind by being the only person and his family alive, right?
Yeah, being the most
righteous. Yeah, being the most righteous man
saved him,
and now he's fallen. And one of his sons actually decides to, and this is a lot of parallel to the Kirk Franklin thing. This son decides to be like, look at this man. He's not that holy. He messed up, and he tries to rat him out to his brothers.
That's so crazy because
right?
You have to really dig into that verse, because the first time I read it, I was like, oh, he wanted to go tell his brother his dad's naked, and they cover him up.
But we learn that there was ill intent.
Yeah, I like, how do you even catch that?
You have to study it. And again, that's Genesis 9, starting at verse 20. Study it, man. It's a really interesting story. But basically, the moral is, what is Noah known for? It's not that, is it? It's not that incident. And in fact, he had people that helped him. He had people stand up for him, his other sons, and they said, whoa, this is our dad. They didn't even look at him naked. I thought that was very nice.
Yeah, that is very nice.
Covered him up. They said, you good, dog. Yeah, a little crazy night.
Yeah.
A lot's happened. The whole world has just changed. A lot has happened. This man slipped up. And actually, I read something before this that said that people argue that maybe Noah didn't even know what he was doing. Maybe he didn't know what he was drinking or the vineyard was drunk.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think he did.
He might have.
I think he did.
It can go either way. The point of the story is, even if he didn't know, it's still a sin technically. So it doesn't define him. If
you don't know it's a sin and you do it, is it still bad?
That's a great question. Wow. If you don't know it's a sin, I'd say yes. I'd say yes, because you have to. It's still on you. If you're a Christian, then yes, for sure. It's a little grayer whenever it's as somebody who's never heard God, but I believe you're always given an opportunity to hear God. But if you're a Christian, I want to say yes, because it's on you to know at that point.
You to know. Yeah.
when you accept, then you should fully understand what that all means.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Come this way a bit. Sick nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't have a straightforward answer for that one.
Sorry, that's a deeper question.
That's a deep question.
We have a short amount of time.
I'm really fighting I knew that was going to happen. All right. We're going to go without the camera for the ending. Yeah. So, anyway, what was I saying?
That even Noah, who's known for being the most righteous person in the world, can fail.
And even us here at Worship Warrior can fail. And our camera has been giving us issues to this whole podcast.
Well, we're failing right now.
And it finally just cut out on us. So we're going to keep it rolling audio-wise. We'll put up a blank screen. We'll put up our logo so they can just see that. Mm-hmm. Because we're about to wrap up anyway. But I don't want to rush this conversation. And, the devil's trying to rush us. No, he's not. But, we just got to roll with it.
The devil is trying to stop us.
And so let's just finish this up. Let's just take it from here. What are you thinking? We're going to do the rest of this audio, but it's still going to be in a video. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay. So this dude messed up, right? And I see so many, I read this, and then we went over it in church, and then I saw the Kirk video, and I was like, whoa, that's, really similar.
Yeah.
Those two stories, and we see that today, basically. People we are close to, kind of trying to expose us.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's messed up.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think you as a person or as a Christian, when you see someone failing, you are supposed to try and help them and not shame them. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of Christians who do more shaming than helping.
Yeah, amen to that. A lot more shaming than helping.
And that pushes a lot of people away. I know it pushed me away. Mm-hmm. I know most of my friends who turned from religion is because of this whole concept that Christians can be a little mean.
Yep.
And instead of helping, shame.
Not only mean, I've heard I've witnessed people, telling me. We've had conversations, and they've taken the position of Christians are just downright evil. They're the most evil people on earth.
Yeah.
I've heard extremes, and I've heard, they're a little mean. I've heard they're evil.
Yeah, I will say, because at a church where you're supposed to feel welcomed, even if you're sorry, my phone. Even if you're let's say a homeless person or, a woman who isn't seen as what a woman should be, etc.
Right. Yeah.
You're supposed to feel no matter what, you can come to the church. Mm-hmm. The church is a hospital.
Yeah, there's a song about that. It's everywhere on the radio.
Yeah.
And did they say the church is supposed to be more than a hospital, or more like a hospital?
Yeah, there's a lot of. All I'm saying is chill out.
Chill out, bro. Everybody needs to calm down.
Yeah, you fail. I'm sure you've. Okay, I'm not saying all Christians are, but I'm sure that we've all failed. And even Noah, the more righteous one of us, fails.
Yep.
I'm sure we all have a moment in our life where we sucked.
Yes. And so not only is the good news that your failure doesn't define you, you should not use people's failure to define them.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Exactly.
And there's a verse. I'm pulling it up. This is spontaneous. I did not plan this, but you reminded me of it. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Matthew 7:5. And I guess you could put it on the screen. I mean, we won't be there. NIV version. You hypocrites. First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. How many times have we been hypocritical as Christians? There's too many to count. Me, myself, I can say I've been guilty of it. Maybe you have too.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've been, victimized as someone who messed up, and maybe a Christian has come at you and was like, whoa, you're horrible for doing that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And maybe they're doing the same thing. And if they are, then why are they coming at you?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the message of this verse, and kind of, wrapping up with, wow,
I'm so sorry.
You're so popular.
I'm so sorry. It's my dad.
It's not just, is it just him on a motorcycle?
He does this.
He just sent you a picture of him on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I like your dad. Nice. That's a pretty cool bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good ride.
It's a good ride.
Mine's a little better.
He always tries to get me to ride it, and I don't want to die. So
So you're not a motorcycle person.
okay, continue.
No, sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna be here for hours,
Yeah.
dude. You know, it goes both ways. Is what I want to leave us with. Failure doesn't define you. You shouldn't define people by their failures. And it doesn't mean, also, this is something that's pretty interesting. It doesn't mean as Christians we can't judge, because sometimes there's a good way to do it. But it means we can't judge if we're also doing the same thing, which makes sense. You know, that kind of defeats your whole point.
Yeah.
And judging in a loving way doesn't mean you look down on people. It means you are doing it to help your fellow believers, help your fellow brothers, even if they're not believers.
You're helping, not hurting.
Yeah.
You're pulling them close to you, not pushing them away.
And it doesn't help when you put it all over social media.
Oh,
you know?
Surezies.
And so let's stop doing that.
Yeah.
And thank you for everybody who, you know, so far with this whole situation with Franklin and his son, they've been on the side of, well, we can't cast a stone.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a great, I'm really happy for that.
Yeah.
You know? So, do you have anything else to add before we kind of close up?
I think that's it for me.
That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward episode. So sorry about the camera going out. I'm going to have to figure that out because it happens sometimes, but never like this.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
What's up with you, man? A GoPro Hero 9. I paid a lot of money for you. You let me down.
I watched him pay a lot of money.
It's okay. We'll figure it out. It just gets overheated, so we have to get anyway, that's for later on. So that pretty much wraps it up. So with that, Warriors, we are going to go ahead and sign off this episode of the Worship Warrior podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you get something out of it. If you did get something out of it, please contact us on Instagram or leave a comment down below wherever you're watching. We want to hear your stories. Again, thank you for listening. Have a blessed and beautiful day. We'll see you next week, Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. when this drops on the next Worship Warrior.